Friendships are dynamic relationships as one within is forced to undergo obstacles. The five friends have a long time line of past relations with one another and are believed to be the truest and strongest friends. Internal factors of the protagonist work to erode the friendship. This ultimately leads to the tragic fate. Kaylee holds the audience's sympathy and empathy, thus allowing for the audience to sympathize and empathize for Kaylee. Sympathy is the audience's ability to care and understand for Kaylee's suffering, and empathy is the ability for the audience to experience Kaylee's feelings of being left out.
The four girls called Kaylee and asked her to come to Starbucks with them, but her phone was dead, so she never actually received the invite.
Due to misunderstanding that the girls had truly invited Kaylee to Starbucks the other day, Kaylee feels like they actually don't want her to come, so she decides to not go. In reality, Kaylee has no plans for that night.
Kaylee had no plans the night of the Miley Cyrus concert, and her frustration grows. As Kaylee is walking up to the lockers, she overhears the girls talking about the concert and thinks they brought it up just to spite her, but in reality they kept the conversation going, so she didn't feel uncomfortable with a sudden silence.
Throughout the video, different comic relief scenes were dispersed to allow for a comic relief much like that of Shakespeare's.
The rainy weather symbolizes Kaylee's destiny of her downfall and her internal feelings at this point of self-pity. Kaylee uses a marker to indicate her drive to raise higher on the hierarchy of the friendship group. The action of drawing the crowns shows her conscious decision to act upon her hamartia. After gaining the knowledge that her friends are facing various hardships, Kaylee believes releasing their secrets will gain her a great security within the group.
Kaylee faces the moral struggle of breaking her friend's trust, and this results in the downfall of Kaylee as the protagonist.
Kaylee holds a drive to be close with each individual, which leads to her social death. Her destructive act of sharing one another's secrets puts cracks in the building blocks of trust and intimacy that holds up her friend group. Kaylee wishes to refurnish the dynamics of the friendship between her and the four other girls.
The four girls soon realized that Kaylee had deliberately unleashed each other's secrets to one another despite previously complying to not do this. Hubris is displayed within Kaylee as she withholds much self-confidence in her internal dialogue and assumptions.
The song True Friends by Hannah Montana in the background at this point is a sense of irony. The song seems to be heard by Kaylee and mock her.
Through the picture frames, the past history and timeline that the girls share is revealed, thus allowing Kaylee to be recognized as a person of importance and is respected within her social life. In the photographs, Kaylee is outlined to have experienced happiness prior to her tragic downfall.
Kaylee soon realizes that she is destined to face outcomes that are a direct reflection of herself. Kaylee cutting herself out of the photographs symbolizes her realization that she is no longer an active part of her former friend's life.
Kaylee stands as a tragic hero as despite her best efforts, her poor decisions have paved the path to her downfall. Despite her realization of her decisions and their outcomes, she is unable to backtrack or undo her realities.
Kaylee's downfall is a result of the idea of hamartia and her transgressions. Kaylee's weaknesses include paranoia, ambitious, error of judgment, and drive for the gain of hybris.
Kaylee is responsible for her downfall as the results stem from her very nature.